Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I love Uncharted 2. Uncharted 1 is my second favorite game in the Uncharted franchise. Uncharted 2, eat a dick. Uncharted 3, it was okay. Uncharted 1 was the best looking game on the PlayStation 3 at its time. Obviously, Uncharted 2 did look better once it came out, and 3 looked better once that came out. That's the way graphics work. But when that game came out, that was beautiful. To be able to walk through this completely filled jungle. This is, by the way, the only game I've ever platinumed and never got the platinum trophy because I was not connected to the PlayStation Network, so none of my trophies actually registered. I was not happy. But if I pull up my PS3 and show you my stupid Uncharted collectors, I collected every single little medallion, everything in that game. I picked it up because I loved it. I was so invested in that game. The story was great. The end of that game was so out of nowhere and so amazing. And then Uncharted 2 came out. And it was, let's make Uncharted 1, but put it in a city and make it boring. We'll take out all the jungles and all the cool stuff that you were really into in Uncharted 1, and we'll just make it sand and desert and broken buildings. And my biggest problem with Uncharted 2 is the same problem I have with The Last of Us, which I'm sure you'll get into later. Spoiler alert, I hate The Last of Us. Uncharted 2, my biggest problem, every single area you went into in Uncharted 2, they laid out the cover for you. I know there's going to be dudes here because I can see how these buildings are broken and laid out because whatever, it's Uncharted and we've already made millions of dollars off of you. You bought it. You love it because it's Nathan Drake and it's Uncharted. At their second game, they were that cocky. To just completely just whatever, it's just a level, who cares? We'll just throw it in here. And they'll so clearly know that there's going to be a fight because there's all the cover that you can use. Fuck The Last of Us. Off topic, sorry. But I will say Uncharted 1 was most reminiscent of Tomb Raider than all of the other ones until 4, which is so good.
I agree. I love Uncharted 4.
That was kind of my biggest draw because I played Tomb Raider a whole lot on PS1 as a child, and that was fantastic.
OG.
For real. And I don't know, that was like the big push back into I'm the Indiana Jones of Tomb Raider now because I'm a guy, and now Tomb Raider's back. But and now it's a girl in Uncharted.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how they like swap places.
But yeah, Uncharted 1, fantastic. Uncharted 2, the exact same game but shitty.
See, like, I can't think, like, what? Alright, first off, I want to say that Uncharted 2 is the best Uncharted game in the franchise. Like, 4 is, like, a really close second, and I personally love 3. I think 1 is by far the worst game in the franchise, because mechanically that game is so bad now. Like, it was great then, but nowadays, after 2, like, the game just plays like garbage in comparison. Let me explain, like, gameplay-wise, what I hate about Uncharted 1. First, I want to talk about the level design that you kept on. Uncharted 1 has the same exact problem. There's this spawn with this long stretch of jungle that just happens to have these barriers up, and you just, like, are supposed to be surprised that it's going to be a fucking firefight. And it always lasts way too long. There's always those fucking annoying snipers in this smog, and these people who won't die from bullets ever, because there's like 5 guns in the whole game. So I'll pump like 8 shots into this dude's chest and he'll be fine. Where in Uncharted 2, I have like multiple weapons where I can fuck people up in. So I think that argument doesn't make any sense, because Uncharted 1 had it way worse. I saw those coming a mile away. Too many times I just stuck like dying in the same spot because it was just broke and I didn't have enough weapons to kill anybody. I feel
ammo. It's a challenge.
Oh, no.
It's a survival game. You're in the jungle.
No. Uncharted 4, you have more ammo to kill like everybody you've ever seen in your life.
You're right.
I feel like the aiming in Uncharted 1, like the zoom, is garbage. I feel like, because in Uncharted 2, you like, it has standard third-person controls. It plays a little bit like Gears in a way, which is a great third-person shooter.
Gears.
And we'll get into that later. But in Uncharted 1, like, the camera zooms in and your body stretches out and it just feels disjointed. It doesn't really make any sense why they have to do that. Why couldn't they just use the Uncharted 2 mechanics? And, like, even when they redid it on the Nathan Drake collection, like, it just doesn't fit. It just feels off. Every time I try to headshot somebody, like, I would zoom in too much and it just felt weird. You love the jungles in that game. That's literally all that game is. And I find that, like, super annoying. I feel like in Uncharted 2, there was a part when you go under Lazarevich and you're in the jungle. Or you're in the city and this building is coming down. And it's so epic to fight while it's falling. Or the train, or trying to get in onto that. Or, like, freezing to death in the winter. Like, that game has so many different set pieces and they look fucking beautiful. Where Uncharted 1's, everybody looked the same. And all of the settings looked the same. And it was really annoying. I felt like all the characters looked exactly like... They all looked off. Like, Nathan Drake looks too bright. He looks too cartoonish. Elena Fisher doesn't look right. In Uncharted 2, they look more fluid. He looks like darker beard. Like, everything just looks better. In Uncharted 2 and multiplayer. Like, I did not platinum Uncharted 2, but I came really fucking close. And, like, that game was way more fun to play than Uncharted 1. I felt like Uncharted 1, the first time I played it, was just like, I have to get through this because this is a good game. But Uncharted 2 was a joy. I still go back and play the train mission. I still go back and play the building falling in the city. The little jokes they have, like if you jump into the pool and he's like saying Marco Polo, like that's funny. I feel like the story is just way better. There's even a stealth mission at the beginning, which gives me a little bit of Metal Gear Solid vibe, which I love. Like, to say that Uncharted 1 is worse than, or is better than Uncharted 2 just doesn't make any sense to me. That game is essentially, like, by far the worst Uncharted. Even Golden Abyss is better.
Alright, this is where everybody on the internet gets to call me a hypocrite.
Go ahead.
So, remember that Legend of Zelda video where I said it only got by on nostalgia? There's a reason I love Uncharted 1 so much.
Oh my god.
And it's not just nostalgia. Honestly, me as a person, I have, like, sequel syndrome. I don't like most sequels.
That's fair.
Ever. And it's because they're the exact same thing.
Is that always a bad
thing?
It's
not. It's just boring to me. Like, the only sequel I can really say that I love is Back to the Future 2. Love it.
But let's talk about games in a sense of, like, Arkham City and Arkham Asylum.
Arkham City, to me, was an evolution of Arkham Asylum. Uncharted 2, to me, was a cut and copy paste of Uncharted 1
it's not.
In a boring city.
No, they improve every bit of the mechanics. You don't have that fucking bullshit where you zoom in and all of a sudden, like, everything's distorted.
And we'll go back again. They improved the mechanics, I agree. They did not give me a better story.
The story's fine. The story's great in Uncharted 2.
The story is fine. But it's not different. I'm doing the same thing. I'm searching for treasure. And it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's boring. Like,
go ahead.
Well, the difference between Asylum and City.
Completely different stories.
Not really. They're pretty similar.
Wait, how? In what way?
It's all the Joker.
Fair.
And it's just a larger scale, just like Uncharted. Uncharted 1, it's all hunting and treasure. Yes, it's all in a jungle. But then, boom, we open it up. We're in a larger scale. We get to go to different places in Uncharted 2, whatever. My thing with Batman, I love Batman. It's so hard for me to hate Batman.
Did you like Arkham Knight?
Nope. I said it's hard, not impossible.
Thank you. It's garbage.
So, that's the thing. Like, Uncharted 1, I loved it. Uncharted 2, I popped that disc in and I'm like, man, you gave me the exact same game in a city.
I disagree. I feel like Uncharted 2 was like, hey, we messed up on the first game. Even though it's a good game, we want to improve that on this. And we, like, literally tweaked everything that annoyed everybody about the first game. Oh, by the way, here's one of the best multiplayer console games ever.
I didn't touch that multiplayer once.
That multiplayer is so fucking good. It was the best PS3 multiplayer game, period.
Better than MAG?
Fuck you. I fucking hate that game. Fucking my old roommate would just play that game every single day. And I was like, dude, why are you playing this? All 256 players this game supports is in this match. Like,
in one match.
Oh my god, I hate that game so much. When I closed out the servers, like, I was so happy. But anyway, I just feel like Uncharted 1 is just like a really cool experiment. And like when you talk about the story being the same, and like Arkham Cities and Arkham Asylums being the same, when I think Uncharted 1, I feel like it's the most cliche Indiana Jones clone ever, which is not a bad thing for a start. But Uncharted 2 made it way more of its own identity of a story. Like, Nathan Drake developed. Chloe and Elena developed, Sully developed. The villain, as shitty as that villain was, like, his comrades developed. Like, everything you did in that game, like, just did not feel as cliche as it did in Uncharted 1. It felt like Uncharted, not like this game's inspired by Indiana Jones. In Uncharted 3, I felt it was the same way, and Uncharted 4 really took hold of what made it special.
And Uncharted 4 was phenomenal.
Yes, it's an excellent game. Second best game of last year.
Best game.
Behind Overwatch.
Nah.
But I love Uncharted 4, but I honestly still think that 2 is a better game because of how much it improved over the first game. And, like, I know you love 1, and I appreciate that you love 1, but, like, when I go back and decide I want to replay Uncharted, I skip that game.
You know what the only game I played was on the collection?
Huh.
1.
Oh my god.
I started 2, and I'm like, it's the same game.
It's not. Well,
I even started 3. And I'm like, I already beat this.
that makes me so mad. Well,
the usual.
Agree to disagree.